Hi, this is Stan Lee, and I'd like to talk to you about the kingdom of Atlantis, that mythical undersea kingdom which is the hereditary realm of Prince Namor the Submariner. You may or may not have heard of him. Well, I imagine you've heard of him, or you wouldn't have gotten this tape, you lucky devil. Anyway, Prince Namor is one of the few characters I didn't create, and I wish I had, because I love the character. But years ago, in the 30s, he was created by a very talented artist-writer named Bill Everett. I was lucky enough to be able to write many of his stories after that. The thing I love about Namor is he was kind of a good guy, bad guy. He wasn't what you'd call a goody-goody superhero. He lived under the sea, and he really resented and hated the human beings who lived on the surface for reasons which are too involved to get into now. But when we make more video cassettes, and of course you buy them, I'll tell you all about the reasons then. At any rate, he came to the surface time and again to fight the human beings. But from his point of view, they were the enemy. They were the bad guys, and he was the good guy. However, he fell in love with a girl here on the surface, and he began to realize we're not as bad as he thought. So he never really caused any serious harm, but at the same time, he was never anybody that we human beings trusted. And some of his adventures took place under the sea, some of them took place here on the surface, and there was always that element of danger with Prince Namor, because we never knew how he would act and what he would do. And he was an amphibian, you see. This is something that most of the world doesn't know, but I'm going to let you in on the secret. His mother was an Atlantean, or an Atlantean, or an undersea person. She was a princess called Princess Fen. And Namor's father was a sea captain. The ship had been torpedoed during the war. The father almost drowned. But Princess Fen, who was swimming around at the time, saw him, rescued him, brought him into a place in Atlantis where there was some oxygen so he could breathe, and she revived him long enough to marry him and have a son, Namor the First, Lord of Atlantis. I love him because he's regal, because he's tough, because you never know what he'll do next. And in order to find out what he's going to do next, I recommend that you start watching the video now. I think you'll get a kick out of it. See you soon.
Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere.
He can breathe underwater and go flying through the air.
The noble submariner, prince of the deep, will be ready any demon.
Lord Namor of Atlantis is the prince of the deep.